Hey GED students, it's GED question of the day time again, and it looks like I've got another divisibility problem here. Again, if you saw anything like this, it would show up on the non-calculator section of the GED. So 18 is divisible by which of the following? So divisible is a new word that we haven't necessarily defined yet, even though we've actually been doing this concept. We've talked about factors, we've talked about multiples. As it turns out, when we were talking about factors and multiples, we were talking about that concept of divisibility. So when 18 is divisible by a number, it means that number divides 18 perfectly with no remainder. Or another way to think of it, 18 is on that number's times tables. So you have options. You can do division, you can do long division. Like, for example, doesn't necessarily have to be long division. That's not the only division algorithm that works. So maybe I should just write you can do division rather than necessarily long division. And see if you get a remainder. Or you can do kind of the inverse of division, which is multiplication. Start counting by a number and see if you do reach 18. You can see if 18 is on these numbers times tables. I think that's the way I'll do it since 18 is so small. So I know that if I were to count by twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, I would definitely reach 18. Reason why I know is because I know my divisibility tricks. 18 is an even number, so it's definitely divisible by 2. So whether you counted by twos, you divided 18 by 2 and saw that there was no remainder, or you knew your divisibility trick, which is all even numbers are divisible by 2, you would know that 2 is a factor of 18. Therefore, 18 is divisible by 2. And again, you can progress similarly through each one of these. You can try dividing. You can count by that number. Or you could use the divisibility trick for each number. I'm going to use divisibility tricks because they're the easiest. If you don't know your divisibility tricks, I suggest you go check those out. I have videos on all of them. So, okay, the divisibility trick for 3 is the sum of digits trick. You just add together the two, or the digits in your number, so 18. I'll add together the 1 and 8 and 18. If I get something on the 3 times tables, 9 is on the 3 times tables, then 18 is also divisible by 9. I know my divisibility trick for 5. If it was divisible by 5, the number would end in 5 or 0. It does not. It ends in 8, so not 5. I have my 7 times tables memorized because I find the divisibility trick for them is not super useful. And I know if I were to count by 7s, 7, 14, 21, I would go right past 18. 18 would not be on the times tables, so I won't count 7. Similarly with 11, if I were to count by 11s, I'd go right past 18. It's not on my 11 times tables, and so 18 is not divisible by 11. Great, so I used a mixture of all different ways, but hopefully you can see that 18 is divisible by 2 and 3. If you have any questions about this or any other GED topic, be sure to drop it in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer it.